Welcome to Rich Tribe. Okay, so I've got a kind of provocative thought for you today. Let's say you followed all the traditional financial rules. Right, like I'm saving a decent chunk of my paycheck, I avoid crazy credit card debt, and I watch my bank balance tick up. I'm doing everything right, you know? Exactly. But guess what? Just saving your money is actually keeping you broke. I'm your financial coach today, and we're going to explore exactly why just hoarding cash is a guaranteed way to lose wealth over time. And more importantly, what you need to do instead. This explainer is going to completely shift you from just surviving in financial survival mode into true long-term wealth building.
Well, I just have to ask, because we hear this literally all the time. You're making more money than you ever have. So why do you still feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck? Like I got a raise, but that financial breathing room, it just never arrived.
Oh, it's the ultimate illusion of middle-class wealth. An increasing income doesn't automatically equal increasing wealth, especially if you're falling into this trap that, honestly, almost all of us do.
We're talking about the silent killer of wealth here, lifestyle inflation, or lifestyle creep. It usually sneaks up on you in 3 specific steps. First, you might start noticing that your monthly savings or investing amounts are actually decreasing or just staying flat, even though you're making more money. Second, you start to uncover these small, lingering debts piling up. Maybe a credit card balance that just doesn't quite get paid off every single month. And third, you realize you're upgrading your lifestyle, but you are not upgrading your savings rate. Your income went up, but so did your baseline for what you consider quote-unquote normal.
And, this isn't just some vague feeling. It's a measurable fact. Just look at how the median square footage of new American homes has absolutely exploded. Back in 1950, it was under 1,000 square feet. Fast forward to 2018, it shot up to over 2,400 square feet. We're literally building bigger lives just to fill them with bigger expenses. I mean, the average new home today has more bathrooms than actual occupants. When your income rises, your ego and your expectations, they tend to expand right alongside it. It's a daily struggle to keep those lifestyle expectations from just running away from you.
Okay, but how do we actually fight back against this without, living in total misery? Like, I still want to enjoy my life. Oh, for sure, you don't have to eliminate joy, but you do have to be intentional. First off, try rotating your streaming subscriptions. You don't need Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus all running at the exact same time. Keep one, cancel the others, and just rotate them every few months. Boom, that saves you $30 to $60 a month right there. Next up, that $10 daily takeout or coffee? It feels super small in the moment, but that adds up to $300 a month. Cooking at home or just meal prepping cuts those costs drastically. These are just small tweaks, but they free up hundreds of dollars each month that you can redirect toward permanently escaping that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle.
So, the absolute crucial point here is that you need a system to manage all those newly freed up dollars. Enter the 50-30-20 budget rule. Think of this as your foundational playbook. 50% of your income goes to your absolute needs: housing, utilities, groceries. 30% goes to wants, dining out, hobbies, the fun stuff. But that golden 20% slice, that is where your future is built. It's exclusively for savings, investments, and debt repayment. If you aren't actively tracking this, your money is literally just disappearing into the void.
And within that 20%, you really must adopt a highly empowering mindset. You have to pay yourself first. Don't just wait to see what's left over at the end of the month, because spoiler alert, there is never anything left over. You need to treat your savings like it's a mandatory bill. Your absolute first mission: build a $500 to $1,000 emergency fund immediately. Doing this changes your entire psychological posture. You stop reacting to financial emergencies with sheer panic and credit cards, and you start managing them from a place of real power.
Okay, Coach, let's say I've got my emergency fund. I put it in a high-yield savings account. Isn't that enough? Like, I'm saving, I'm earning a little interest, I'm good, right? And see, this is exactly where the trap snaps shut. Banks absolutely love your inertia. They reel you in with this great high introductory rate, and then they quietly trim it down once they actually have your deposits.
Let's just do the math on a $25,000 balance. If your bank quietly dropped your rate down to 3%, you're earning about $750 a year. But if you optimized that cash and moved it to an account yielding 5%, you'd make $1,250. That's a $500 difference every single year, literally just for paying attention. That's $500 you're losing just because you left your money sitting there idle.
But honestly, it gets worse. Let me introduce you to the real enemy here: inflation. Simply put, inflation is the general upward movement of prices in the economy. So if your standard savings account is paying you 3%, but inflation is running at 3%, well, you aren't actually making money. You're seeing zero actual growth. None. You're basically just treading water. Your money is losing its purchasing power every single day it sits in a standard, low-yield account.
Wait, wow. So if my savings account is essentially losing me money against inflation, where exactly should I be putting it?
Great question. Your cash is just way too valuable to leave sitting idle, so let's pivot to the strategies that actually build your wealth engine.
You've got two really excellent alternatives to standard savings. On one side, you have Treasury bills, or T-bills. These are short-term government bonds. You get locked-in rates, meaning no bank can quietly lower your yield, and they're backed by the U.S. government, making them incredibly safe. The trade-off? Lower liquidity. You kind of have to lock the money up for a set time, usually anywhere from 4 to 52 weeks. Now, on the other side, you have money market mutual funds. These offer highly competitive, variable rates that move with the market, and you get high liquidity, meaning you can access your cash super easily. The trade-off here is a very slight market risk since they aren't FDIC insured, though they are designed for extreme stability.
So I basically have to choose between locking my cash up or risking some market fluctuations?
Actually, you don't choose at all. You use what's called a cash layering strategy. It's like a giant puzzle where you organize your savings into intentional buckets, so your money's always working for you. Layer 1 is your emergency fund. You need instant access to this, so keep 1 to 2 months of expenses right there in a high-yield savings account. Layer 2 is short-term, money you might need in 3 to 9 months. Put this in T-bills to lock in a higher guaranteed return. And Layer 3 is medium-term, cash you might need in 9 to 24 months. Park this in money market funds for those high yields and flexibility. Set it up this way and you're never scrambling, plus you're earning highly competitive rates across the whole board.
Now, before I share the final, absolutely most critical piece of this wealth-building puzzle, the one secret that truly separates the middle class from the wealthy, please make sure to subscribe to Rich Tribe channel, like, comment, and share. Your support really helps us keep bringing you these financial blueprints.
Okay, so here is the ultimate payoff for avoiding that lifestyle creep and optimizing your savings. Let's look at Jack versus Jill. Jill is our early investor. She saves just $100 a month starting at age 25. She does this for only 10 years, investing a total of $12,000, and then she completely stops. Jack, on the other hand, waits. He starts at age 35, also saving $100 a month, but he has to do it for 30 straight years. He invests a total of $36,000 out of his own pocket. So who wins at age 65? No way, it's Jill. Jill ends up with nearly $132,000, while Jack only has $122,000. Jill literally invested a third of the money Jack did, but because she started early and let compound interest do the heavy lifting, she won the whole shebang. This right here is exactly why you absolutely must avoid upgrading your lifestyle every single time you get a raise. You need that extra cash to be Jill.
Which really brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Live below your means today, and you will find wealth and freedom tomorrow. You know, true wealth isn't the flashy car or that 2,400 square foot house. True wealth is having the absolute independence to do what you want, when you want, and with whom you want. So control your ego, optimize exactly where your cash sits, layer your savings, and just let compounding run wild. The real question is, are you going to keep expanding your lifestyle, or are you going to start building your legacy? The choice is entirely yours.
Well, that's a game changer. Thanks for joining us on this explainer, everyone.
We'll see you in the next one.